Good afternoon, peeps. Welcome back. Today's episode, I want to talk about choices, and more importantly, who do we make choices for? And the reason I brought this topic to light is because I just broke up with my GF of a little over 3 years, and we've had a kind of a very rocky last 6, 8 months in our relationship. We was off and on last 8 months. But today, in one of our last conversations, um, to kind of back it to the beginning, when I first met her right after I got divorced, I know she had a little bit of I thought, a drinking problem. Of course, an alcoholic will always deny, well, I don't have a problem. But, anyways, she would go out drink and she would come back to her place. I mean, we live in separate communities. She didn't live with me and I didn't live with her. We lived in separate communities, which is fine. I kind of figured, you do you where you're at, I'll do me. But it seemed like our lives were clashing with the alcohol. Because, knowing that I would go visit her, spend some time with her, she would still go out drinking. Every time she'd come home, she'd be buzzed or drunk. Um, yeah, I've got fond memories of that crap. But anyways, here about a little over a month ago, um, one of the last times we broke up for a short period of time, she come home buzzed, and I finally said, I've had enough. I'm done. I can't. I'm not going to complicate my life and justify why. And so then she gave up drinking altogether, girls' nights out, which I respect the decision. I told her, I says, you don't have to completely give up on drinking because I enjoy a good beer too from time to time. I drink a couple times a week when I'm home. That's about it. I don't have to have beer every day. Beer, expensive beer is my go-to. And I drink probably far less than socially when it comes to drinking. I don't have to do it every time I'm home. Like I said, once or twice a week. I'm good with that. But she made the choice to give up drinking and girls' nights out, which, hey, great. But I also told her, I said, you don't have to live like a sober hermit. You don't have to do that. I said, you can still go out in moderation, once a week or whatever, have a drink a couple times a week. You don't have to give it up completely. But she decides she's going to do that. So fast forward to today. And I applaud her for the decision. I'm like, hey, great, that's good. Hope you can stick to it. It'll help us out tremendously. And so today, and in the meantime, we've been talking about living together. She would move to me, which is only right. And she was telling me, oh, I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm not gonna meet any people at where you're at. And I said, why not? Well, I'm not gonna go out. I'm not go out and meet people. Like, I don't want to go out, and I don't want to upset you by going out and meeting people. And I said, whoa, 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 wait a minute. How would you upset me by going out and meeting people? I said, you can still meet people. Go look up the local organizations here in town. If there's any women's groups here in town that you'd be interested in, go out and start networking with people. I don't care. Well, I just don't want to upset you by going out. And I says, the only way you're going to upset me is if you come home drunk. I said, I have zero tolerance for that nonsense. I said, you made the choice on your own. Again, you made the choice on your own to give up drinking and girls' nights out. You made that choice. I said, I didn't make you do that. I said, you can go do whatever you want to do, but just don't come home smell like the bar or drunk. I says, go do you. I says, I'm glad you made that choice. Well, I made that choice for us, she says. She made that choice for us, her and I. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I told her, I says, you don't make choices like that just for us. You got to do it for you. You'll be more apt to stick with the plan, your path, if you make the choice for you. This is how I want to better my life. This is the path I want to take. Yeah, am I there in support? Yeah, I am. I'll support you on this new journey. No doubt about it. But don't do it solely for us. Do it solely for you, because then you're more committed to the plan. And that's why I bring up this topic of choices, because at the end of the conversation, before I decided to let her go, she hinted and actually used the terms as miserable or controlling, like I would be controlling her life here. And that's not my intention whatsoever. I would never. The only person I have control over is myself. I have no control over anybody else, just me. And I said, well, wait a minute here. I said, I don't want you moving here being miserable and then feel like I'm controlling your life when I am going to do nothing but that. And so after kind of arguing with it, I decided, you know what? I cannot have you here if you're going to be miserable and then turn around and blame me for it, because you made the choice to not go out and not drink, which you made that choice. I support it. I'm not going to uphold you to it to the highest standard. All I care about is you don't come home drunk or buzzed. That's all I care about. If you don't come home drunk or buzzed, we have no problem. You know, I understand I work out of town a couple of days a week, so I'm all right with you going out, meeting a couple girls and hanging out at their place or going somewhere and having a few drinks. That's fine a couple of times a week. I get that. That's fine. But don't sit there and turn around and blame me because you're miserable and whatnot. So I said, I can't have it. So who do we make choices for? And here's another true story about me. Oh, probably close to 10 years ago. I was in my mid-30s. I was still married. And I just had this feeling that I was just getting weaker physically. As I was getting older, I was getting weaker. And so at one of my trips out of town, I was at the hotel and I thought, I'll see how many push-ups I could do. I did 100 push-ups, but it was a struggle. I probably broke it down into 2 sessions of 50 or 4 sessions of 25. I can't remember exactly. But my arms burned for days afterwards. And it was my realization that, hey, I needed to go do something to stay physically fit. And so I made the choice to go to the gym. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years in my late teens, early 20s. From 19 to 23, I was in the Marine Corps. I was in the best shape of my life when I got out. And I should have kept up with it. I really did, but life happens. You know, I got married, had kids, didn't have time. Went to school full time, working full time. Most of you know how life just happens. So about 10 years ago, I made the choice. I didn't do it for the wife. I didn't do it for the kids, even though they would notice a difference. I mainly did it for me. And because I care about my health and my well-being and my fitness, I did it for me. I made the choice. My employer pays for gym memberships at a lot of gyms around the country. So I signed up for one in my town and started working out, 4 or 5 days a week, and been doing it ever since. Put in 3 miles of cardio every week. I throw weights around 3 to 4 days a week. And so I feel really good about that. And it was a decision that I made on my own. I didn't do it for the wife. I didn't do it for the kids. Sure, they noticed the difference in me as a person after starting to go to the gym, but I did it mainly for me. I didn't let someone tell me how to go. You really should start going to the gym, man. You need to go work out. No one didn't force me into doing it. I finally had to convince myself that if I wanted to potentially live longer, live healthier, that was one of the things I had to do next to eating healthy. And so a lot of choices we make on our own. We shouldn't make choices for others. And that's why I was explaining to the GF at the time. It's like, I admire you doing this, giving up the alcohol, giving up the nights out. Great. So what are you going to do now? Well, I'm just going to stay home. And do what? Nothing? Oh, that sounds like a good plan. So why do you choose to do that? And then, of course, you know how women are. They sit there and then they flip the script like, well, you'll be mad at me and kick me out if I go out and have fun with friends. And no, I won't do that. After I explicitly told her many times I have zero tolerance for being drunk or buzzed. Like, I'm responsible enough, I can go drive to one of the breweries here in town. I'll drive there, and I have to drive home. So I know I can only have probably 2 of those beers, and then I'm good. I drive home without any issue. I'm not buzzed. I'm not borderline drunk. I don't have to call somebody else. Hey, man, you come pick me up, take me home. I've had 1 too many to drink. No, I don't do that. I'm a responsible adult. I know when I have had enough. I know that if I drive myself there, I have to drive myself back. There's no options, no other option for me. And so that's why I figured I would throw up this short video on choices, on why we make them and who we make them for. Yeah, there's choices out there that you make for like your kids, your wife, or whatever. But mainly when you make choices, you make them to better yourself personally, not to benefit. I mean, yeah, of course, the people around you will benefit as well. But you make the choice on your own to do it for you and not for anybody else. You know, I made the choice years ago to go to the gym because I knew it was going to be better for my health, my well-being, and my fitness. Yeah, did my wife and kids benefit from a stronger husband, a stronger father? Yeah, they did. But I also benefited mainly because it was a decision I made. It was a course of action I took. I didn't have nobody tell me, hey, Brian, you should maybe start looking at going to the gym. You're starting to put on a little extra weight. You know, you should start looking at going to the gym. No, I made that decision on my own. I put myself through the personal stress of those push-ups that made me realize that, hey, I do have to do something here. And so I made that on my own. So that's the video today. I hope everyone likes it and gains something from it. Otherwise, have a great day.